Aries, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Welcome to those of you who are just finding my channel. God bless you for even giving me a chance. Please remember while you're here to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. Aries content comes out every single Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. There's always an extended reading, guys. This is the first half of the reading, and I hope you join me for the second. That link to the extended reading is down below. I'll also pin it to the top of the comment sections as well. There's always an option for you to join the Unbound membership to this channel, which will give I apologize, which will give you unlimited access to all of the extended readings, exclusive channel content, which I don't post anywhere else on the internet, and all the other channel perks. So yeah, check it out. I also have a second YouTube channel called Astrology Motivation, and I will attach a link above so that you guys can join me over there if you'd like as well. Let's talk about the astrology, because it is challenging astrology, and you will feel it. You will feel it directly. Mars, for this whole week, is, well, for most of this week, is square to both Mercury and Neptune. Now, toward the end of the week, the square between Mars and Mercury will drop, thank God. But the one with Neptune persists. And that's very challenging energy, because it can make you or people about you extremely suspicious. Suspicious, paranoid, accusatory, having a tendency to respond to or act upon things that are delusional or imagined. That's pretty much what you're up against now. In the beginning of the week is when it's going to be really challenging, because that square to Mercury means that they're going to be making accusations or accusing you, or it could even be your thoughts that are challenging you, that are being based on phantasms as opposed to things that are really going on. Not that you're going to be in a state of psychosis, but that you will be more prone to like jump to conspiracy theory kind of levels. Do you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, talk about somebody or share something that isn't verified, but it, you know, you're like act on impulse. And I feel like this is going to be you and what you're dealing with this week. How people are coming at you. There is a helpful aspect that's been with you for quite some time now, which is the trine to Saturn. Now, the trine to Saturn enables you to have a very grounded sense of, how do I deal with things? I can handle life. I can handle anything. The challenging aspects coming at you then aren't going to be as challenging as they could be if you didn't have that stability helping you out. It also means that you're going to experience kind of harmony when it comes to any boss or father figure, parental figure, authority figure. Harmony as in you'll really be jiving. They'll really be getting you. Maybe because you're helping them work through contradictions or interruptions from outside craziness or interruptions. But those will be challenges for you. Now, I love squares as an aspect, because squares are very rewarding. You know, they challenge you to help you get better, and they're definitely intended to strengthen you. And so if you can remain focused on what you've committed yourself to, you can take deep breaths and take one step at a time, and you can allow that Saturnian energy to make you resolute on self-restriction and self-control, which I think it will. Then these other energies around you will kind of expose themselves as the chaos that they are. So really, this week is Operation Patience. kind of. Really, Operation Step Back and let them sling shit at each other, or let them sort of expose themselves, which is challenging, I know, because you like to get into the thick of it, but ultimately, Aries loves to win. And so the best strategy is the winning strategy, right? Sometimes you just need to step back and let them make fools of themselves. We have Porcupine, time for a beginner mind. Oh yeah. Now that means somebody's being defensive or a little bit prickly, or if you're starting something new, you're not certain about it, which could be possibly exacerbated by the square to Mercury, this concept of, I don't know if I trust this. It doesn't mean that you're not willing to go into it. It means that you have heavy armor on as you do. And that could just be a smart strategy for you this week. So be bold in your sense of self-protection and defensiveness. It doesn't mean stop. It means yield and then proceed with caution. That's what it means. You could also be coming up against somebody who is extremely prickly to you right now. Like, they know they got to change, but they don't want to change. And you know what? You can't make anybody change that doesn't want to. Like, and I'm not even arguing if you're right. It doesn't, because it doesn't matter. You could be right as can be. But if somebody's not willing to change, you're not going to make them. And you have to be sort of have the wisdom to step back and say, yeah, okay. I'm going to meet you where you are, and you meet me when you're ready. Then we have bring your ideas to life. There's definitely a lot of new things coming, but these two cards together say, they speak of an energy that is very cautious and untrusting of a new idea or some new concept or new idea that's been presented to them, or even a new idea that's coming from inside of their head. This sense of, I don't know, should I trust it? You know, this spark, this newness, this new thing in my life. Should I trust this new thing in my life? That's essentially the question. And I understand it. I got to say, knowing the astrology, I don't think that that's a bad mindset to have. I think it's a mindset that's going to slow you down, just slow enough, just enough to give you time to, think things through. We have, there is always enough, so there are a lot of emotions and time to heal. There has been a lot of toxicity. There has been a lot of hurt. There has been a lot of built up poison flooding through the veins. And ultimately, that's why I think there's some sort of defensiveness, because you don't want any more toxins. It's almost like at one point you couldn't, I just heard this too, at one point you couldn't take it anymore, and you might be at one point during this week. Please stop shouting in my ear. I can't handle it. I just need peace and quiet. Just leave me alone. There just might be too much, and that sense of not wanting to hear the next shoe drop or the lightning strike, not even like wanting it, because ultimately there needs to be some sort of toxicity purge in order to okay, so this is Pisces energy, which deals with Neptune, and then a time to heal. I apologize. I smelled something outside. It was burning, and I got scared. I was like, did I leave the oven on? So I apologize, so that you know what I'm reacting to. There is always enough and time to heal. I just want to get deeper into... That's me, Kisses. That's my puppy. Can you please clarify this koi fish, spirit, snakes, high priestess? This is balancing out. Finding balance, something like helping to heal or find balance for toxic emotions. Healing toxic emotions. Judgment. And heartbreak. You're still dealing with something. You're still dealing with almost the acceptance of, or the incorporation of, whatever's come out of a huge disappointment that you've experienced. Yeah, but what's the disappointment? I have to say this. And Aries, we're going to keep digging in. The cards are suggesting that you can psychically feel that there's more bad news on the way. But what they're also suggesting is this feeling may just be because of the built-up trauma and emotions that you've experienced or had experienced around this time of year in another year. So it could be the reemergence of toxicity from the past that you never fully, completely dealt with. And because of the astrology, the Mars square Neptune, there could be feelings of guilt, toxicity. This could have been defensiveness against something new because of guilt, or somebody feels guilty, or there's a sense of, not trusting oneself because of that feeling of, but I let people down before, for example, or I couldn't figure it out before, or I tried to help and I couldn't. This sense of guilt or shame that someone is holding on to, which is why they are hesitant, if not defensive, against new ideas or against realizing it, because this has to do with communication, talking, realizing it. Very defensive. It's almost like when somebody's avoiding a conversation with you because they know that on some level that conversation is going to bring up shit that they don't want to face or hear. So somebody could be, or you could be, avoiding a conversation with somebody because of stuff that is still very heartbreaking from the past, but the balance lies in the confrontation of the heartbreak. Okay? We've only just begun. Aries. Life is a mystery, so there's a mask here, something that somebody hasn't wanted to look at, see, or deal with, or intentionally hiding. Trust the great mystery, diving in, knowing that there's something hidden, but deciding to dive in anyway. This is very risky business. And I would warn against this, but it seems like there's a proclivity toward it this week. Please be sure, please understand that if you dive into the unknown, that you could actually get really almost self-fulfilling prophecy, a lot of heartbreak. So don't do it. Don't try something that you haven't tested and isn't tried and true. This is not the week to do that. Because it could lead to, at this point, with the Three of Swords here, tragedy. So, and I'm not saying for the rest of your life. Certainly not. I'll be the first one to tell you, you better take that risk. You better jump off that cliff. I'll tell you. But this week, not so much, guys. Don't jump off any cliffs. In fact, slow and low. Go real slow, go real steady, and basically try to be under the radar. This is definitely not the time. This is like be a fly on the wall. Blend in. This is not the time to stand out or try to go after something too hard, because you don't have the self-control or even the mind space to be able to present yourself in the best light. So please don't do that. Jumping into something unknown will get you hurt. Mentally, emotionally, jumping into new relationships, no. Really bad, especially with somebody from the past, with this connection to Neptune. There could be, Neptune is very romantic energy, right? Especially a romance from the past. This is like jumping into a lake or a pond head first in the dark. Only takes one bad decision when you break your fucking neck. Don't do it. If you see all the cues, and you see, holy shit, you know what? There's toxicity here. Why would you cast yourself into it? I'll tell you why. It's guilt. Guilt or remorse or shame that tells you that's all you're worth and that you have to in order to make up for something. No, you don't. You are not a sacrificial lamb. Even if you did something wrong, the only way you can really make up for it is continued behavioral change to show true remorse and to show true, and to make true reparations. Is you have to stay alive to show the effort, not just jump in to like prove yourself. This is not going to go well this week. I just thought of a scene from Stranger Things. Not that all of you watch it, but it's from season 1, so there's no spoilers. There's a scene where the young boy Mike, who's only 11 I think at the time, to save his friends from these stupid bullies, legitimately threw himself off a cliff. In order to say, like that's the only choice he had. And luckily, the superhero Elle was there to save him. But I was like, is he fucking stupid? That's the kind of level of stupidity and temptation you'll be dealing with. Throwing yourself off a cliff to save somebody whose life doesn't really need to be saved because they're really not in that much fucking danger. It's only your guilt. You holding yourself responsible. You're doing it to hurt yourself. You're not doing it to hurt them. To help them. You'd be doing it to hurt yourself, not help them. And that's something that you may not want to see, but I'm going to let you know. It's something you've got to be aware of this week. Because this guilt and this shame, you can make it go away by looking at it and confronting it. You don't have to sit there and make some big grandiose act of self-sacrifice. Happy birthday, Doug Dunning. In order to prove yourself. That is not true. And this can happen in a lot of ways. Deciding to ask somebody to marry them because you know that you had cheated on them a year back, but they gave you a second chance and now they want to get married and you really don't. But you know you broke their heart and you just want to make up for it. So you're going to throw yourself off the marriage fucking cliff, right? You know, it could come up in a lot of different ways. Everybody takes this shit too serious. Not I take it seriously, but they take it too literally. This is all metaphor. You're not all Aries in the next week are going to go fucking throw themselves off a cliff. No, it's about that proverbial, you know it's wrong, you know it's hurt, you're going to hurt you, but you're doing it to hurt you because you think you deserve the pain, you think you deserve the punishment. And that's delusional bullshit. But it's based on some pain and hurt from the past that you never faced, you didn't want to confront. And so now you're sort of tormenting yourself for it. You know, it's like spending your last dime giving somebody money for their rent when you know they spent it all on alcohol and they're fucking up their life, but you felt responsible for fucking up their life because of some shit that the two of you got in a long time ago. They got in trouble, you didn't. And now you're back here like, okay, I gotta keep hurting myself to make up for this. And no, you don't. No, you don't. And you shouldn't. Because now 2 people are going to be in danger instead of just 1. And if only 1 was in danger, you could actually help the person out in another way, which is by sitting down and confronting maybe the shit you did. Maybe say sorry. Maybe somebody has to say sorry to you. You know, this could be an energy that you're dealing with, not an energy that you are. But please be very, very wary of this energy because it's all around you this week. Yeah, Chiron in reverse is self-sabotage. It's also watch out for your head, watch out for your neck, watch out for any injuries to your legs. Watch out because you will fuck yourself up this week. It's also about, you know, just continuing to re-injure yourself or not feeling like you're good enough. And then we have Scorpio energy. Don't think you have to kill yourself like you're going to rise again. You're not. It's almost like that feeling of scorpionic energy. I have to kill myself in order to rise from these ashes. No, you don't. Not with this energy, because this is just being dead. And I don't mean literal death, hopefully not. Unless you're taking some really stupid risks. You know, like Like saying, oh, I could fly this plane and you never even had a lesson. Like jumping off, you didn't even test to see the bungee was attached. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't. Please don't do that shit, because there's not a happy ending here. It's also a sense of Scorpio is, I have to suffer and be completely destroyed in order to redeem myself. Absolutely fucking not. You know what you got to destroy? You got to destroy your fear. You got to destroy your guilt, and you got to destroy your shame. That's the part that has to die. Not you or your future. Let's go to the extended. I'll see you there.